Hello, I'm Fonda Fox.
And I'm Jessica Page. We would like to welcome you to the debut episode of Rural Hollywood,
A show that takes an in-depth look at the movie industry in the Southeast and beyond. We will showcase many of the up-and-coming movers and shakers and also cover the issues they face.
On today's episode, we will be covering filmmaker Michael K. Harris of the New Visions Film Group, who recently completed a feature film called The Common Denominators.
We will also give you a news update of some of the recent events in the movie industry.
At Rural Hollywood, we recognize that filmmaking is about more than directing and acting. So in our first segment, Tara Wilson joins Nils Onsager and the Black Knight Stunt team at their studio to take a look at just what it takes to be a stunt performer.
We are here with Nils Onsager of the Black Knight Stunt team, who's had over 20 years of performing and creating action sequences. Thanks for having us, Nils.
Thanks for coming out.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and specifically what it is that you do.
Well, primarily I'm known as a stunt coordinator. So we coordinate action sequences or fight choreography or really any sort of violence and mayhem. My background really comes from martial arts and sword fighting, and I used to joust, and things like that, yes.
Tell us about some of the work that you've done, locally or nationally.
We generally work on a few different types of projects. Obviously, we do a lot of short films, and where we work with local directors and work on projects to help them get used to how to shoot action and work around sequences. And we actually just did the Daily project for Push Push Theater. And we also did the 48-hour film festival for a crew. We also do feature work, where we basically work with a production company or a set of directors. Last year we finished shooting The Other Side, which is actually premiering next week in LA. And we're currently shooting Creatures of the Night.
All right. Are there any safety precautions? Are there any safety precautions that you go through? I can imagine.
Generally, our entire focus is safety. So when we have a practice like we do here, we practice things that are fairly safe to do in this environment, and then we move it out to a location, they become more dangerous. So we were doing rolls a second ago into a wall. So first we roll into a pad, and then you work into or up to rolling into a wall, so you don't screw up when you roll into concrete.
Okay. Featured acting. Do you have any featured actors that you've worked with? And if you haven't, who would you like to work with? Or
Actually, on The Last Goodbye, we worked with Clementine Ford, and actually a couple of different featured actors in there. But for the most part, we like working with featured actors or non-featured actors or extras or whatever the film requires. Actually, a good number of our team are actors. So they're actor stunt people, so they can do feature work and then also do stunts.
Can we see an example of your work? I'm dying to see something. Okay, all right. training goes into preparing for a stunt performance?
Generally, we do 3 types of training.
Okay.
We do what's generally referred to as falling, which is fairly obvious.
Okay.
We tend to fall from various heights, usually what we consider not significant heights, so anything less than 2 stories.
2 stories?
Yeah, usually once you get up to about 20 feet, it becomes a little bit more significant. And you do a lot of flips and rolls, and that's all part of falling. And then we do a lot of fighting, where we try and get the timing of how to punch and kick and take falls afterwards. So there's a lot of that type of thing. And then we also do a lot of weapons work. So we work with a knife or a sword or inevitably a chain or whatever we need to, whip, whatever, to sort of be able to be the bad guys or be the people that die or things like that. So we spend a lot of time working on those 3 things. So falling, we work a lot on, if you will, the fighting stuff, and then, of course, weapons.
Okay. And the falling is serious. We are here with a couple of the members of the Black Knight Stunt team, Elizabeth and Anita. Hi, ladies. What I want to know, even before the audience, is did you one day just say, hey, I want to be a stunt performer? I mean, what did it? What got you into this?
Actually, that's pretty close. I saw, what was it? I saw Tomb Raider, and I saw Angelina Jolie in the bungee doing that amazing scene where she's flying around her house, and it was just so beautiful. And I thought, first of all, I could do that, and second of all, I really want to do that. And then I just happened to meet Nils, and he described the team to me, and it was exactly what I was looking for. And I've been here ever since.
All right.
I actually, I've been involved in martial arts for a couple years, since I was 8, and also in acting, and I always kind of, that's a perfect way to incorporate both aspects. So I heard about the audition, came, and here I am.
I would never be out on the street and say, these are stunt performers. I mean, they're gorgeous, and they, like, do stunts. All right. Thanks, guys. All right.
Get out of the car! Now!
Hollywood, back to you guys.
And now for news on what's going on in the world of Hollywood. A locally produced short film called Battaglia was voted into the top 5 of the Amazon.com. Tribeca Short Film Festival, produced by Jeff Rose and Owen Smith, Battaglia is a World War II narrative that's based on true events. Paramount Pictures is currently filming a major motion picture in North Georgia called Angel from Montgomery, which stars Toby Keith in his motion picture debut. Other notable actors involved are Kelly Preston, Burt Reynolds, and Willie Nelson. The Hollywood Reporter recently stated that DreamWorks Pictures casted Danny Glover into the already star-studded cast of the feature film Dreamgirls, also starring Jamie Foxx, Eddie Murphy, and Beyonce Knowles. Dreamgirls is the thinly veiled story of the legendary R&B group The Supremes. The Associated Press reported a screenplay written by the late Tupac Shakur called Live to Tell would be produced by Insomnia Media Group. Live to Tell is about a poor black kid who becomes a big-time drug lord and eventually manages to go legit. And finally, the Daily Variety reports that Sylvester Stallone will reprise his role in the 6th edition of Rocky called Rocky Balboa. In an interview, Stallone says that Rocky Balboa would be about an aging, widowed Rocky who is reluctant to get back into the ring but ends up doing it just to compete, not to win. Immediately afterwards, Stallone also plans to reprise his role of John Rambo in Rambo 4. Next up, Jessica will be speaking with Michael K. Harris of the New Visions Film Group, who's the writer and director of the feature film, The Common Denominators.
this department to survive? I don't even think so. I don't have to take this claw. How dare you?
Miss Thompson.
The next shot will put your eyeball out. Now sit down and listen to what I have to say.
Don't you hurt my husband.
Why are ordinary law-abiding citizens going totally out of control with acts of random violence in the workplace?
Hi, I'm Jessica, and we're here with Michael K. Harris, who is with the New Visions Film Group. And Michael is the writer, director, and co-producer of a new film called The Common Denominators. Michael, how did you get started in filmmaking?
Well, in 1999, I quit my job and I took my severance pay and my last paycheck and I bought a camera and I went into the streets of Atlanta and started filming. And I began working on my first film, which was a documentary on homelessness in Atlanta.
So you came to us from corporate America.
Yes, I did. I worked in corporate America for 15 years, and it was a good experience, but it was an experience that let me learn that I needed to move into some other areas.
How did corporate America influence your filmmaking?
Gave me the hundreds of stories that I have in my head to tell. It allowed me to see some areas where I could create opportunities for people to expand their lives.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about your cast
Okay.
and the people who work around you.
Okay.
How important is it for you to have such a great group of people working with you to make a film?
That is a very large part of the success of any project. I learned early on that you can't do this by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, you start off thinking, well, I'm going to film it, I'm going to direct it, I'm going to do this, and you can't. And so the collectivity of people with positive attitudes and people who are really passionate about doing this is going to make or break a project.
Well, tell us now about The Common Denominators.
Okay. The Common Denominators is a film that focuses on the causes and solutions to workplace violence. The storyline deals with jazz musician by day, filmmaker, jazz musician by night, filmmaker by day, who discovers a mad world of treachery, lust, and betrayal while making a film on the causes and solutions to workplace violence. It was really a project that was designed to allow the common working person to express some of the issues and things that they wanted to say. And that was it, basically.
Okay. Share with us some of the interesting things that happened while making this film.
Okay, well, one of our principal cast was just going through some things at the time we were working on this project, and what was going on in her personal life was pretty much very similar to what was actually happening in her role in the film. And it made us all a little nervous because we didn't know how it was all going to play out. And fortunately, it worked out, but it was so the timing of it was so interesting too, because everything that was happening to her character was happening in her personal life almost simultaneously. And that was a little weird.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Tell us what's next for the New Visions Film Group.
Okay, well, we will be starting pre-production on our next feature film, which you'll be hearing more about that as we get gears rolling. But in addition to our next feature project, which we'll be shooting in 2006, we're planning on our new project called the PNN News Network. And basically, it's the People's News Network, where we will focus on a series of investigative, documentary, and interesting news reports that all affect the people of the Atlanta community. Mm-hmm. And in addition to that, we have the New Visions Community Outreach, and this is a project that deals with public service announcements. And throughout 2006, we're also scheduled to shoot a series of public service announcements that will focus on education, safe driving, and domestic abuse prevention as well.
Okay, well, let's move to a clip from The Common Denominator.
This is a city of over 5 million people. Now, this is also a city which last year laid off over 60,000 employees.
Respect me, whether I make $5 per hour or $500 per hour.
The question is, where did all the money go? Why has it become necessary for so many people to become unemployed?
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, homicide is the second major cause of death at work for both men and women. In 1997, 856 homicides and 212 suicides occurred at work.
While ordinary law-abiding citizens going totally out of control with acts of random violence in the workplace.
None of y'all want to take responsibility for old Clyde here. You lose an eyeball now, would you?
That's what you told me last month.
Hey, do you think it's possible the police department to survive? My daddy's glasses hide who I am. Even when I'm alone, I don't know myself. I don't even think so. I don't have to take this.
What's the solution?
Hi, my name is Tracy Johnson. My character's name is Mia Ford from the movie Common Denominators. And I'm actually sitting here with the executive producer, that's right, the executive producer for the film project. And before I even get into anything, I'm gonna just let you talk to her, let her talk to you guys, Atlanta, for a little bit, because she held down so many titles. This is a lady that wears many, many hats, Miss Mazola Brown.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mazola Brown, and as Tracy was saying, I'm the executive producer to our new feature film, The Common Denominators. I'm with the New Visions Film Group. I've been with the group since 1999 and working with Michael K. Harris, who is the actual writer and director of the film. We are very, very proud of this film. It deals with workplace violence issues that deal with just extreme measures in which employees that feel disgruntled or dismayed about working in situations, very unhappy about. We were able to bring this information to a film form. The film itself, I'll go into a little bit briefly. It's about a filmmaker by day, jazz musician by night. Jason Walker discovers a mad world of treachery, lust, and betrayal while doing a film piece or creating a film piece on the causes and solutions to workplace violence. His primary subjects are going to be displaying to him descriptively and visually how they went way over the edge, and from their own perspective, how they were able to resolve their issues by their own means and ways of revenge.
That's right, and that takes us to my character. My character, again, her name is Mia Ford, and Miss Mia is, to me, an everyday girl. She's educated, she's smart, she works for a wonderful company. It's just the situations that Mia has to endure while at the company in order to maintain her position, her job, it just pushes her over the top. And she actually ends up doing some very interesting things, which you'll see once you check out that movie, The Common Denominators. It's really good, and it speaks volumes to the workplace and to the world, because it actually is a situation that does occur daily. So make sure you check it out. New Visions Film Group. Can you tell them the website address just so they'll know?
All right, the website address of the New Visions Film Group is www.nvfg. We have a series of projects, www.nvfg.com. That is our website. We are also looking for a talent in the Southeast region or Southeast area for our upcoming projects. We have a film project up and coming in 2006, and we're definitely looking for local talent. We're looking for persons in film production, actors, actresses, or anybody who may be interested in being involved in filmmaking. One thing I want to say about the New Visions Film Group is that our mission statement is that we want to create films that are culturally diverse, that project positive images and self-empowering concepts. And we definitely want to give opportunities to people in the South Region area, opportunities in film production, all means of film production.
So now that the film project, The Common Denominators, is complete, what's the next process? What's the next step for you guys in terms of shopping it or just distributing it yourselves? What's the plan for The Common Denominators?
The plans are both two-phase. Independent distribution from our own efforts, as well as shopping around for distribution nationally as well as internationally.
Okay.
And worldly.
Wow. Sounds great. Well, I guess that just about does it for us, Miss Mazzola Brown. It's been wonderful chatting with you, Atlanta. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the scene. And just remember, stay positive, stay focused, keep dreaming, dream big. We'll see you next time. Bye.
We'd like to thank the Black Knight Stunt Team and New Visions Film Group for appearing on our premiere episode. We'd also like to thank you, the viewers, for joining us. So be sure to tune in next time for another episode of Rural Hollywood.
This year's winner for Salesman of the Year award goes to no other than, drumroll please, James Sanders. Coming up, you get your award along with your tickets for your 7-day cruise.
Congratulations. Oh my God, are you serious? Yes. Oh, thank you. Mommy. Honey. Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Well, it's not like you didn't have a little something to do with it. And James, I love you.
I love you too.
I'm sorry, I don't know what could be keeping James. Where is James?
Surprised at your behavior, James. $2 million deal on the table, and the best you can give me for not being there is extenuating circumstances? I don't even know what that means. Too many people know about this, so I'm gonna have to do something about it. I'm taking you off as a selling agent. You will get no commission, you will get nothing for this job.
Look, that's $70,000.
Extenuating circumstances cost a lot, don't they? Go home, James. Have a drink, take a little vacation.
Do you mind if I join you? I'm saying that as of right now, it will be impossible for both Camille and the baby to survive if she tries to carry the baby to term. I'm afraid there is no cure.
How would you feel if you had to watch your child day in and day out clinging to life, knowing there's not a damn thing you can do about it? I don't want that for my child.
This is our baby you're talking about.
Don't you think I know that?
You give her back to me!